Right, hello Chocy Chat. It's episode 130. It is the 22nd of March. I was absent for the last 2 weeks, wasn't it? My apologies. Don't know what to say. I was a poorly boy last week, but a bit awkward when I'm missing the Chocy Chat because I miss it as well. It's not just everybody else. But anyway, hello to everybody. How's Chocy Chat crew? How's everybody doing? My apologies for the last 2 weeks. Well, last week I was a poorly boy. The week before that it was Seren's birthday, so. Week one, that was a jet. Last week I was a bit poor. Last week, I can't even know. For anybody that has arthritis, and unfortunately I kind of got blessed with both. It's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous when everything is sore, right? Both knees, both ankles, just absolute horror story. So anyway, I'm back. How's everybody doing? There's loads of names here. Go on, I'm going to give shout outs to everybody here. So let's roll back to David's there, Erin I can see, Sam at Ratatouille Bistro, I told you about Sam. Dark Chocolatier, Sugar Sheila, how are you? Busy, everybody's busy, right? It's nearly Easter. Scottish Chocolates, how are you, Billy? Who else have we got? Durac Bakes, Mind Your Temper down there in New Zealand. We're all lass, hello. Ron's Bonbons, how you doing, Ron? Ron's on the telly on Monday. Ron, you need to take somebody needs to record that. We need to share that to Chocy Chat so that everybody can watch that afterwards. Like, bonus points for getting Ice Cocoa in the camera shot. Bonus points, Ron. Bonus points for getting that on camera. Lonely there in Denmark. Nadia, how are you? Gosh, Fusion Chocolates, Surf a Leg. Good morning, another person in New Zealand. Did they wake up early in New Zealand, don't they? Coco Lily there in Florida. Who else have we got? Pablo, Chrissy. How are you? I think in Sweden. I remember all these here. Twisted Tulips. How are you? Who else we got? How's the crew doing? Andrew at Styling Chocolates. So happy that I'm feeling well. I don't know if I'm feeling well. I'm all right. I don't know about well. Do you know what? Years ago, I think it's not chocolate related, but I always thought that like arthritis was a bit of like, just muscle through it. Normally, most days, yeah, I'm in pain, but most days I can kind of muscle through it. I don't know what happened last Friday, but it was just like everything fired off. And the only way I can describe it, it's like all your joints are on fire, but it's not a little bit of a burn. It's just full on burn. It's absolutely horrible. It's getting hit 50 and like everything starts breaking, doesn't it? Right? Only reached 50 recently though. So Maggie's there. Hey Maggie. Chocodilic there. She got an order this week in Jersey. How is everybody? Is everybody good? So we've got a couple of things tonight. Sophia's going to come and do a live crack out about 9 o'clock. So she's done her bars and we're going to let you into something else that's going on with her chocolate bars and her brand and what she's doing with it. Some fun stuff going on. So Sophia's going to come and do a live crack out at 9 o'clock. No pressure. Chapel Lane Chocolates is there. Yeah, Ron's on TV. I know, it's exciting, right? We love a win in Chocy Chat crew, right? There's lots. There's so many people doing absolutely amazing work. Truly amazing work. It's so nice. I see all the posts, so I kind of see what's going on. And to see the people in Chocy Chat crew that have kind of followed this. We're on episode 130. Some have had lessons, some haven't. Some are joined in. Some send me messages. I answer calls. We do all sorts of bits and pieces. Lots of resources. But to see everybody kind of just get better and better at their business, it makes me very proud. It's also like, it's the crew thing, right? It's just everybody's getting better together, right? Because that was what it was all about. It was about everybody getting better. We don't worry about competition, do we? No. Who else? Mind Your Temper. Gosh, just everybody's getting awards as well, aren't they? Just awards everywhere. Suzanne there, hello. Bridget's joined. Hi Bridget, how are you? Trelly Chocolate Heaven is there in Northern Ireland, I think. Box of Chocolates. Gosh, there's so many names here. It's amazing to see like the progress and growth of everybody. Some were established chocolatiers that have joined and then kind of get some tips and bits and pieces, or people talk to each other outside of Chocy Chat, which I just find amazing, sharing resources and doing all those bits and pieces. It's fundamentally just excellent, right? Excellent, you get it? Excellent. These are excellent. I did those today. They took me an hour start to finish. I was just testing a couple of colours. So I wanted to see what the purple was like against the Silver Infinity, against the Fusion. That one I graded in. That one I sprayed with a... so I just put a cloth between it just to give me a better barrier. So Linda there and Jordan, hello. Crazy 2 weeks, only a crazy chocolatier would open a shop just before Easter when it wasn't even on the plan 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that's how it is. You kind of got to learn to say, if I had some business advice, right? You've got to learn to not to say yes to everything, but also not to say no to everything. And what I mean by that is you say yes to everything and then you work out how to do it. But you don't say no to everything because then you work out and assess, do I need to do it? Should I do it? I think Richard Branson said something on the lines of, say yes to every opportunity, then go and work out how you're going to do it. And if you truly can't do it, hire somebody that can come and do it for you. Either way, you need to learn to say yes. You just got to do it on your terms and do it the way you think you can do it and not be steered in another direction. But yeah, Paula, what a week, right? So won some awards, business awards, Ilkley Business Awards, then opened a shop and it was never on the plan, right? So happy days. Linda, yeah, I'm doing better. I'm good. Bridget, I've been working night shifts, so keep missing Chocy Chat. Got a date for the 12th of April for my inspection. Happy days. That's a good thing. Yasmin Chocolates, hello. I'm going to do some waves out here. So I think Yasmin Chocolates in. I think you're in Holland or in Belgium. I think you're in Holland actually, aren't you? So Marvelous Chocolates. Anyway. How is everybody doing? Is everybody ready for Easter? I think that Valentine's was good, although lots of people are saying like the spends were down. Easter's the good opportunity. Easter is people will buy. Just got to keep promoting, keep hashtags, keep local, keep sharing things that you do. And I was going to mention something about stories because I was asked earlier in the week how effective stories are when you post them on Instagram. When you post like in Instagram and Facebook. If you're posting a story, make sure it's got a link on it, but just bear this in mind, that within 24 hours it's gone. And once it's been shown to a person, it rarely comes up to be shown again. So it's a one snapshot. If you post the same thing the next day, I think the thing with stories is it reaches about 10% of your audience. So if you wanted to reach 70% of your audience, you'd need to post it every day for 7 days, because after 24 hours it's gone. If it only reaches 10% of your audience, tomorrow you might get a different 10%. You don't really necessarily know. So I think if you're posting to stories, reels are slightly different. But if you're posting to stories, just make sure there's a link. How do they buy your product? How does it come back to you? Where does it steer them to? Getting all those things are right. I think that you just need to be consistently posting to stories because that reaches a better audience who can click a link and buy. When you post to reels, you can't put a link there. You can put there's other things that you can do, but you can't put an active link that they can click and that takes you through to your website. So you just got to keep, half your job is making chocolate, the other half is marketing, sales, promoting, telling people, sharing the news, sharing the stories, sharing the awards, sharing the successes or accidents, because there are people like that as well. I think more than anything, you kind of got to show you. If you're not comfortable on camera, I'm not, believe it or not. If you're not comfortable on camera, you don't have to talk, but it could just be your hands. People love seeing you like piping fillings. People will watch that for hours. Like you just do a reel of 30 seconds of piping fillings into shells. Like people seem to love that. I don't know what that is. So. But well done, Paula. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. I think having your own shop. Paula, have you got space in the shop for you to work as well, or are you doing that separately? I was interested, very very interested. So everybody's doing better together. Yasmin is in Holland. I have to sit here and try and remember where everybody is and all their names, and it's just mind your temper. I had a lovely chat. She posted some lovely stuff this week. She got a professional photographer, I think, to come in and do. But she shared all the pictures with me, and I was just like, wow, absolutely wow. It's truly amazing to see what everybody does with our butters. And before anybody says anything, yeah, it is a little bit light up there. It's a bit empty. It's gonna get topped up. Just gonna have to go faster. Worried I'm going to sell out tomorrow and trying to decide, do I make more? Paula, if you've got Easter stuff, when it's gone, it's gone. Because the people that are coming in to buy real chocolate will take whatever you've got. And I think you need to bear that in mind. If you make more eggs, you can't say, it's a bit like Valentine's. It's very difficult to get rid of love hearts on the 15th of February. Halloween's the same, right? Nobody wants to buy stuff the next day. I think with Easter, set up what you've got. I think this is a nice thing about doing hollow eggs is, like, if you don't need them, you can just put them back in the melter and they can kind of be recycled. If it's bonbons and they're actually filled, not really much you can do with those afterwards. You either got to sell them as seconds or discount them. But with hollow eggs, yeah, as long as you don't fill them or back them with anything, just go back in the melting pot and they can be used again, right? So, Miss Harry's saying Valentine's wasn't great, but Mother's Day was brilliant this year. But I think I'm focusing on hyper local customers. So I do a lot of classes. We do a lot of hands-on classes, and we do a lot of stuff with people. More and more of the customers that come and do the hands-on class tend to fly in now, which is unusual. It's not unusual. But it just seems that everybody kind of flies in for the class now, which is fine. It doesn't matter where they come from for me, as long as they get the information. One of the things we've talked about with all of them is that there's this perception that you start a business and it's all about online sales, and it's not always about online sales. It's actually about your local market, and if you can get people to collect, or you can drop it to them, you want to start local and you want to feed that group local, because that will spread faster. And then online sales shouldn't be your mate. Like, if that's the only thing you're doing, that's absolutely fine. But if you can find a local audience, you can fulfill that need first, then go further afield. Like, for example, a lot of chocolatiers, when they start, so home businesses, their aim is to get their product on like supermarket shelves. That should be the furthest thing from your mind, because that's a very, very complicated setup going into retail. The revenues and the clauses and the contracts are so ridiculous with penalties that it'd be lovely to think you can get your product on a supermarket shelf, but that should be furthest, I think, from your mind when you're starting off. You want to start local and then grow out from there. And it's local hashtags, it's getting in the news locally, it's doing all those bits and pieces, radio shows, TV shows, anything that's local will pick up your business. Because I think there's enough customers and I think there's enough money out there that they will buy amazing products if they have a connection with the person that's making it, which is why I think it's important that you show yourself, right? Anybody have any advice on setting up an IG store? Yeah, Sugar Sheila. So it all goes through Facebook. It goes through Facebook, not through IG. So you will, the steps will show you to go through it. I think what you need is a dedicated Facebook page that ties in with your Instagram profile. If not, you have to set one up. If you want to set up the IG store, you have to do it via Facebook, not Instagram. Fairly simple to do. The only challenge we've had with that is I keep getting these emails saying, like, so for example, if I've got, we'll take TI-free white. We load that onto the Facebook page, we put all the details there, and it's exactly the same as the website. As soon as I update the stock on Instagram, it chops everything off Facebook. So I have to go back to Facebook and update that page so that the white shows again. I've got 84 products. We've got 84 products in 2 sizes. So we'll call it about 190 products. I'm constantly getting emails saying when I update the stock, it knocks everything out on the Facebook shop. So I have to go back in and do another. So many messages coming through now. I have to go back and update it, which is quite a frustration. I reached out to Facebook and they're like, no, that's how it works. If you update your stock on your website, you have to update your stock on the Facebook page as well, which I just think is like, why can't you just have links that go to it? Sugar Sheila, it's quite straightforward to do. It really is quite straightforward to do. And there's some little videos that I think you need to go to the creator page, and it will follow you all through the steps. It's fairly straightforward to do. And if you have got a website, you just take a snapshot of what you've got on your website, so you can copy and paste it over. You put it on the Facebook page, and then you get the two to tie together on Instagram. So I can do it, so it's got to be straightforward. I am not IT inclined at all. So pretty fancy chocolates. Hello, some nice posts as well this week. So, is there a technique or secret to keeping coloured cocoa butter clean when working with them? I find mine get really messy. How do you mean technique to keeping them clean? Why, are you spilling them everywhere, or I don't know? I don't find it really messy. I don't know if there's a technique to it. Working clean and tidy is habit. It's habit. I try not to get. When we're shelling, I'll show you what happens when we're shelling. Once we sprayed, we will clean that surface down, so I'm back to having a nice clean mould. And then when we shell and we fill them and we cap them and we turn them out, if the moulds aren't too bad, we'll just get a warm damp cloth and we'll clean out the outside, and then they're kind of ready to go, because if everything's retracted out, those should be spotlessly clean. So it's really only the outside. Give you an idea, I've got this one here. If I take those ones off, in terms of the cocoa butter being clean, the insides are lovely and clean because that's colour that's on the outside. The chocolate's all on this edge. We will just put a hairdryer on it and we'll clean that all off, and then it's kind of ready to go again. In terms of the cocoa butter getting everywhere, I don't know, Evelyn, don't know quite what you mean. How far does that? If you've got cocoa butter going up in the air and it's spraying everywhere, it's too much pressure. I find that you know, teaching airbrush, people just whack the pressure up way too high. And it doesn't really work that way. The amount of air that's going through your compressor is relative to the cocoa butter that you're using. So you don't want too less and you'll get splatter, but too much, it just bounces off the mould and goes up in the air and sprays everywhere, right? So I did do a post earlier today about somebody used a microwave. So this is a young man that's in Canada, and he's put a bottle of black in and then just heated it really hot, and it's at the point that you open the microwave, the top just exploded. Now, he didn't get burnt, but he could have done. Way too hot. You don't need to go even up to kind of 45 degrees. This is where dehydrators come into their own. You turn it on at 45 degrees, just let it melt slowly, right? So, okay, Paul, I understand. So you're going to keep the other workshop going. Happy days. Did I find the gums? What? Don't know. Ned's there, Chocolate Sweet Lab. He posted some amazing stuff this week. So made chocolates as well. She posted some lovely stuff today, actually. Hashim there he's in Bahrain, I think. Hello, alaikum salam. It's all about cash flow, and local gets that. Yep. Epic Sweets, absolutely. Local. Don't worry so much about online sales. That, you know, when they come in, it's great. We do online sales because our customers are dotted all over the planet. But like all the chocolates, you know what's strange with the chocolates? So I did that collection. I want to say 90% of these, 90% of those, that bonbon collection that I just did went to chocolatiers. So it's all right, I've got nothing to hide, I'll stand by my products. But we saw the orders coming in and it's all gone out to chocolatiers, and it's like, yep, know that person. So were they supporting me? Were they supporting me buying the chocolates? I don't know. They're having a look at what we do. They're looking at the style that we do. I don't know. I'll stand by my products. I think we make an amazing product. I just don't get much chance to make chocolate anymore because other stuff took over, and then we're going to launch a new product soon. So but yeah, nearly all the chocolates, I want to say sell local, but then nearly all of our chocolates went to chocolatiers that bought them. Not necessarily in the UK either. Some went Some went really far abroad, really far. I don't know, but I'm thankful. Linda there, Art and Chocolates. Evelyn saying, I'm so happy as my studio is integrated garage in our house with a door and a window to the street. It's near town. I've been opening the studio this week for people to pop in. It's been great. That is how it's done. If people can drop by, and there's a safety aspect as well, but like if people can drop by and grab things, I think people do want to shop local, and I think the high streets are dead. So it's the hashtags, it's the news stories, it's getting in articles, it's getting in papers, it's these newspapers. And then there's two ways that public relations activity works. Either you've got an editor that's looking for local stories, in which case they'll do it free, or they're looking for purchased engagement, in which case you go to them and say, do you want to run my advert? It's always much better if you approach an editor to say, I'm a chocolatier locally and I've won this and this award, and we make vegan, and we go, would you support us with an article? Very often you'll find editors will, because it's good readership for it's good for their readership, it's good for their customers, for the news. It's that PR machine is quite straightforward. It's quite orchestrated, and they will have backstories in reserve when there isn't really much going on. They will feed those into publications, so that's worth doing. I think you've got to aim locally. You start locally and then you build up. If you've got a dream to get onto supermarket shelves, park that away for a bit. So park that away for quite some time, right? Susie Floozy's joined us. See the post that Mo did early. Mo's not with us tonight because she's down in Donegal on a girls' weekend, and I saw the photo earlier of them all sat in a hot tub. That looks like trouble to me. I don't know if anybody else saw that post, but that's not going to end well, that is it. So, sure, Sheila. What you need is a teenager, because they get that stuff, and they'll, like, if you've got a niece or a nephew, just say to them, I'll bake you a cake if you come over and set up my Instagram Facebook shop, and they'll come over and they'll go, yeah, all done. That's what you want. Right, we can teach them things, but they know other stuff, right? So, I find the tubs get all cocoa butter over them, especially when so don't pour quite so much. Right, who's ready for a crack out? Sophia, are you ready for? Let's. Let me get my stuff out of the way. You smell nice.
Thank you.
You put perfume on for Instagram.
I don't know.
You know, it's not... Oh, I just scratched all the top of those eggs. Right, Sophia is going to do... Let me angle this down. Do you want to show everybody what... Oh, do you want to show everybody what you've done? So these are all... Do you want to explain what these are before we go ahead? Don't let them do it.
Yeah.
What's in these?
Salt caramel layer on top, to hazelnuts, at least 3 to 4.
3, 4 hazelnuts.
And hazelnut praline on top.
Okay. You got 4 of them, right? So this is live, so no pressure. Go. I'll hand them to you. Is it?
Crack
yes.
Out. Yes.
Right. Here's the next. You wanna wait?
That didn't happen. I didn't just flip the mould.
You didn't just flip the mould. Please don't flip the mould. You're not a monkey. We don't do anything like on. That next one.
Boom.
That one.
Come on, let's do this. Please be full crack out. Good so far.
We're at 75%.
Okay, here we go.
Try not to smash the ones at the back though, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Ready? Oh yeah.
100%.
I've got nowhere to sit now. Should we show you what's going on? Shall I show you one?
Yeah.
These are Sophia's. So, right, do you want to explain what else is happening with these?
Can I?
Yeah.
We're going, I'm starting my own part of the company with lip gloss, and instead of just some boring lip gloss being sold, I'm going to pair them with the chocolates. So say a salt caramel.
So what's going with these ones?
Hazelnut bonbon. I'll do a hazelnut and caramel lip gloss.
So with these is going salted caramel and hazelnut lip gloss, right?
hopefully the glass will be...
Cool idea, right? So it's makeup, and anyway, they're lovely. Do you like? That's Sophia's design. No.
No name.
No name to the business yet. Oh, I need somewhere to sit down.
Never.
Shall I get you another tray?
I think it'll be some rest.
Won't all fit. Won't fit all in there. No pressure to do a crack out on Instagram Live, right?
Yeah, definitely will get 100% crack out. If you don't, good luck.
Well, I'm going to explain to everybody what we'll do with these moulds now. Put those away. And then we'll start again.
Oh! Those are nice.
Put a lid on that. Right, these ones, we only did 4 moulds. So, what I was saying about working tidy, okay, those have, let me pull the camera towards me so people can see. Right. Working clean and tidy. Those have all come out nice and clean, so there's no cocoa butter left in the moulds. Things like that one there, that's butter that's on the outside, okay? What we will do is, we'll give these, this is working clean, so we'll give those a hair dry on the outside, okay? We'll just give those a really gentle, I don't want to melt it, I just want to soften it, okay? I'm going to try not to touch the inside of that mould, okay? So when we finish, as long as we don't make too much mess, what we'll do, so if that one's slightly warm, what we'll do is we'll take all that off, okay? Try not to get inside any of those cavities, okay? So that, not so bad. Do the outside edges. So we tend to do this. So you don't always need to polish the moulds every single time. If you don't make too much mess, you won't have lots of mess to clean up, right? So they've just been gently warmed, not hot, just warm enough to get that chocolate sticky. Thank you, Sophia.
Not a problem.
And then we've got a mould there that's absolutely ready to use again. Let's do that bottom corner. Okay, back to new, okay? So that one we could go and paint again because we're just going to keep doing the same ones over and over and over. When you paint, give them a clean down. When you shell and you scrape them and then you fill them and then you cap them, you could always give those edges a clean. And then once you've turned everything out, give the thing just a light warm and then you're kind of ready to go. If you've tempered the cocoa butter properly, the way I teach it anyway, if you temper the cocoa butter properly, when that layer crystallises and we put the chocolate on, they both move away together, okay, so they both shrink together. It should leave that inside crystal clean. And there are marks, right, but you can see there, that's on the outside of the mould, okay? We're not making anything on that side of the mould, so it's spotless clean and we're ready to go again, okay, with nothing too bad. That's the idea of working clean and tidy. You don't need to polish your mould every single time that you do work. If you know that you're just going to fill them again, just give them a quick hair dry. You don't have to melt. If you heat them too much, you'll end up blowing chocolate into the mould and then into the cavity, and then you start having other problems, right? But that is Sophia's. Yeah, so she's going to do what she wants to do. She wants to do a lip gloss, and the lip gloss is going to be. The lip gloss is going to be that flavour. She's got other ones. She's got cherry. We can do cherry cheesecake. She's got some other flavours, but that's what she wants to do. So that's what we're going to do. Well, that's what she's going to do, and we're going to help her do that. So we're just going to blend in chocolate and cosmetics. Who'd have thought, right? Here's a question, Ned. Can you share any tips and experiences with signing contracts with another company? Give them a really good read through, and I wouldn't, like, for the contracts that I've had, I tend to sit on them for a few days, and I have a real let me scroll back. What I will do is sit on contracts for a couple of days and have a really good read through. Anything that I don't understand, I will Google it, search it, Working with another company, I don't know. It depends, Ned. I know you've got a class, Ned, and we can have a chat about that one. If it's a specific, different companies, different contracts. We have contracts with retailers. Rania goes through that and we read it, but we also would have a lawyer just have a glance over that just to see if there isn't anything too unnerving on it. Some companies got a real sneaky way of just writing something in that doesn't really make sense. You're like, oh, okay, but then they come back and enforce that point. So anyway. Ned, we can have a separate chat about that one. So, what else have we got? I thought local papers were finished, none in West London. Maybe they're not in London, but they are. Yeah, certainly. You know, kind of provincial areas. Yeah, we get newspaper. I don't know, it comes out every 2 weeks, but there are adverts and there are stories and there are news stories about local personalities in there, and they're always promoting businesses. They're always looking at, you know, charity bits and pieces, but they're always looking for a good story to share, right? So because it's not news, it's not conventional news, the little newspapers, it tends to be what's happening in the community. So yeah, community papers. Love your date and honey chockies, mate. Happy days. Mahlab, how do you pronounce Mahlab? It's pronounced Mahlab. Sometimes it's spelt M-A-H-L-E-B. Sometimes it's L-E-B because there isn't a direct translation to it. But mahlab is a berry. It looks like a cherry. It smells like amaretto. It's this stone from inside the fruit that's dried and then it's grated really, really fine. And it's quite, when you buy it, it's quite flowery, but it's such a unique flavour. And it's an ancient spice. And it is a spice. It's no different really to, if you think about pepper. Pepper is a berry that's dried and dehydrated, and then we grind it, and that's what, you know, different peppers, different flavours. Mahlab is really, yeah, there's a fruit on the outside, and then the stone that's in the middle is grated. The fruit that's around the outside of the mahlab is not particularly nice, really, 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 really tart. But the stone that's in there, it literally just smells like amaretto or cherry, right? But it's a very unique kind of Middle Eastern spice. Pronounced mahlab. Go on, Sophia. She smells good. She smelled really. I think she put perfume on for her live crack out. So I said that to her just before I went live. I said, "Oh, by the way, you're doing a live crack out." She went, "What?" Brilliant. Happy days. Nice colours. And actually, that's nice. It's a proud dad moment. But she comes in here. She capped these earlier, and I didn't even know she'd done them because she's just worn the chocolate. She knows the rules. She knows the rules of what goes on with this. So if the dehydrator's on and they're melted, she'll come in and paint some stuff, and she knows what she's doing in terms of a design. So that's her thing, and it's really lovely. It's really lovely that she just come in here and do that, right, without having to ask or say anything. So. Happy days. So I don't know, they will be for sale shortly. So it will be the bars. She's got all the lip gloss stuff, all that stuff got delivered today, the packaging, the whole thing for it. So she's done the research. She's told me what she needs to buy, where it's coming from. I think I wish somebody had done that with me when I was younger. Just how to start a business, right? Because you're all running businesses. And if you're working for somebody else, you know, if you're working full time somewhere else and you've got a chocolate as your side thing, I guarantee that you will be skipping home so that you can go and do chocolate, right? You just can't wait to finish work so you can get home and do a creative thing. And all the time that you're working on your own business, it's for you, right? So every effort. So if you work, I know I get asked this question all the time. How many hours do I do? I'm a business owner. I don't count my hours. That's an employee mentality. If you're working for yourself, you do the hours that are required. Sometimes they're massive. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes you can bunk off for the day and you feel guilty about it, right? Why would you work 40 hours a week for somebody else but not come home and do 40 hours for your own thing, right? I think some of the greatest businesses started at home, right? I I can't think of many that didn't start in a garage or in a room, or the idea was, you know, discussed around a kitchen table. You just got to keep working at it. And I did a post earlier today. 2 things happen in business. You keep going until it works, or you give up. Well, your mindset should be, I'm just going to keep going. You've got to get out there and tell everybody about what you're doing. And that's a massive bit. Just because you've got a website doesn't mean people are going to find you. There are millions and millions of websites, right? So you've got to put a lot of effort in there, but you just got to keep going. You've got to keep going, right? Keep going. Stay with Chocy Chat crew. It's going to be good. We love an entrepreneur. I wish somebody said to me, like, you can have your own business. Never, that idea was never ever planted in my head when I was younger, that you can have your own business. It was never a, love some of these comments. Those moulds are, these are, the code is MA1920. I got these from Eco Baker, but they are the curved snack bar from Martellato. I never pronounce it right. MA192 is one. It's a nice mould. That it's deep enough as well, right? I know what I like. I do like implast ones. We've got an implast one, but it's a little bit too shallow for me, so it's quite hard to fill. This one's quite deep, and I think this gives a 30 gram bar. It's 30 gram or 74. Can't remember off the top. I think it's 74. It's deep enough to do a couple of layers, which we quite like. I don't like little baby chocolates. Don't particularly like. See the difference between this mould. This mould is this is a chocolate world. So this is a half dome, right? Supposed to be 2 that's sandwiched together, but you have to buy both, and it's got a hole in it, which I hate. When you do that, just look a little bit tiny to me. And it's only 2 grams less than my largest mould that I use of the implast. 2 grams is not a lot, but it represents like 15 to 18% smaller than the others. But when you put it in a box and you put it all next to the others, you're like, oh, that's a bit tiny. So, not that size is everything. We'll leave that there. Can I share a bit more about the new products if it's possible? Right. Yeah, I've got these aren't ready. This isn't the packaging it's going in, because we had to mock it up because I'm waiting on the labels coming back. These are 5 times the power. Okay, so they're 1/3 of a gram. There's another product on the market, but we're just doing a slightly different power product, a bit more powerful in a smaller size, so that you can cherry pick a little bit easier. The other thing that we're not just going to do, we've got multiple colours, so we're doing white, green, blue, red, yellow. I said orange. We may well do a purple as well. It's truly aimed at colouring fat-based products. So fat-based glazes or white chocolate. You can colour milk chocolate, but the milk chocolate's too dark, so maybe we might do a black one. I'm not really sure yet. That's not the tub. The tub that they're coming in has got a tamper seal, so I'm just waiting on the last version of that coming to me at some point this week, and then we've got to do all the labelling. Then we've got to do some more trial activity just to produce for the regulators, so that they can see we've taken necessary steps to tell. The other thing is we've got to look at the labelling as well, because you can't eat them whole. They've got to keep out of reach of children. So there's so many other things. It's not like the cocoa butters where you can't overuse the cocoa butter. With these, it comes under slightly different legislation. So I just got to make sure I cross all T's and dot all the I's. A lot of this is not as simple as we put a mix together and go da-da. There's a whole mountain of work that goes on behind it. I'm hoping these will be ready within a month, but again, it's been 4 months in the making already, and we've only just finalised the size and the mats and how we produce it, and getting them to be consistently 1/3 of a gram, so that 1/3 of the gram, 6 of these will colour 400 grams of chocolate. Okay, which is 400 grams of chocolate was ideal when you start looking at the size of moulds, and that's why it all tracks back to mostly chocolate. But we'll see how we go. You know, I think that there's lots of other products that are in my mind that we want to go down. I'm just not ready to do that yet. I don't really. I like planning things, and I like to go into it slowly, so that the point that we launch, we're absolutely ready to go. And then I think the last step is I want to send these out to some people whose opinion I value, not necessarily famous chefs either. They are people in Chocy Chat crew. They all know who they are. They will get a batch of those to test, because my expectation is they will give them a solid run and then come back to me honestly with, I need it to do this, this and this, or whatever. So we'll see. Do you know, it's not like I haven't got enough to do at the minute. So happy days. Paula's just said a nice thing there. She sent, so this is to do with public relations, right? So PR, press activity, right? I sent a press release and it was published online and in the paper 24 hours later. They're not going to come and find you. You've got to go and find them. I said this about customers. You need to go and find your customers. And the way you do that is you go and tell everybody what you're doing. And you keep telling people. If you post it to stories, it's gone in 24 hours. Assume that it's disappeared forever. Start again, and you've just got to keep promoting. Even if you think it's a little bit boring to see the same post every day, on stories, it's highly unlikely that the people that saw it yesterday will see it again tomorrow, right? It's only give me a small fraction. Same with the stories. If you've got local press, send them a press release of what you've won or what you're doing or what's new, or keep them up to date, because they love promoting those nice stories, right? Especially home makers and home producers, right? They're nice stories, right? Orange chocolate. Can I ask Paul? Linda's saying, where does everybody get their Easter egg packaging in the US? Do you know? I did a post recently. I know I posted something recently about trying to get chocolate products in Chicago area for somebody. But you know, I feel for you guys in the US, it seems to be really hard for you to get packaging. There's a business if somebody wants to open one. Chocolate packaging in the US. I love this. Alex East. I spend so much time at work planning my next set of bonbons instead of working. I absolutely, Alex, you're going to get a Chocy Chat crew sticker for that. If you're working during the week, you should be skipping home to start on your own thing, because it's good for you. You know, I worked in industry for a long time, and I've done ridiculous hours to make somebody else rich. And I wish somebody had pointed out earlier along that, why don't you do 40 hours for them and then do 40 hours for you and see where that gets you, right? Start your own thing. So, hi chef. What makes a bonbon go soft and lose its crunch? Water. If you put crunch into any ganache, so if you want to do a crispy layer on anything to do with ganache's got too much water in it. So anything that's got crunch is potentially flour based or starch based, it will soak into it, right? So and that could be oils as well. Fouilletine is a lovely product. Some of the biscuits, when you grind them down, but what you need to do is have a barrier between a ganache. So it might be that you put a layer of chocolate down and then you put a crunch on the top of it. What would make it go soft is that the starch product is absorbing either oils or water or both, and that's what's making it go soft. Equally, do you know, if you put hazelnuts on top of caramel, it's going to be good. Be good for 6, 8, 10 weeks, right? But if you put hazelnuts in a ganache, you go back 7 days later, you'll find that they're like little rubber balls. So, hello. Oh, it's the birthday girl for tomorrow. Can the birthday girl come and say hello? Salma Sausage is... You're 21 tomorrow, aren't you? Right? 21 going on 35, aren't you? Hey? We had a pre-birthday dinner last time. We seem to have gotten into this habit of having pre-birthday dinners, don't we? You had a pre-birthday dinner and then a birthday dinner.
Bye.
Say hello. Are you saying goodbye now? All right. You're going to say hello? Come say hello. Hello. Do you want one of the chocolate bars?
Hello.
And it's chili puppy. Do you want one of the chocolate bars? Let's have one of your chocolate bars.
Why not?
Go.
Take them all.
Go.
Don't actually.
Wahdi.
What has
Seren. Dali. واحدة. عفوا. One. Go.
I'm trying to snap
Go.
it.
Roy. Go. One for Mama.
Yeah. And a third one for
And
the
a-
creator.
Wow, do you see how much profit's just walked out the door?
I made it, I get 2.
Why don't you put your fingers all over the lovely shiny surface?
Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's the profit margin, just walked out the door.
Character to the bonbon itself.
At least you didn't use Valrhona for this one, right? Doors are expensive. What are your ways of getting rid of experiments or chocolates with blemishes? Sell seconds. Zaki?
Yeah, I was just having a little bit.
They look nice. You can sell seconds, and I know lots of people do that. Ideal world, if you make 5 trays, you want to turn out 5 trays, and there's no bad things in them. There's no blemishes, no bits of. It does happen occasionally. Lots of reasons why that happens. You can sell slight seconds, and I know that. Like if you put it in the bin, it's pure wastage, right? If somebody eats it, somebody pays for it, at least what you want to get back is the cost, right? So if it's cost you £5 to make that tray of 32, if you can get your costs back, that's going to be absolutely bonus. The other thing that you can do is if people are buying chocolates, you can send a box of slight seconds and put that on there and say, thank you for your custom. Thank you for being an amazing customer. Here's a box of they went slightly wrong, but there's nothing wrong with them other than they didn't meet our high standards. So these are for you, they're free. Thank you for supporting us. And you can write that off as, if you've got a business, you can write that off as marketing, right? So that goes on your accounts as wastage. So at the end of the year, but you claim that back as an expense. Does that make sense? So we buy lots of things because we test things and we do bits and pieces and we look at, but it's all marketing, it's all research and development, it's all in a cost center. It all goes on a spreadsheet as a cost. I know lots of people that they will sell slight seconds. I know Annabelle's Patisserie up in Oxfordshire, she doesn't do it often, but when she does have slight imperfections or things that weren't quite what she wanted to do in terms of a flavour profile, she will box them up and do them as seconds, and they do sell, right? But what she does is she makes sure that she gets at least her costs back. I think you need to understand, what are blemishes? Because, sometimes your average work for people that are buying them could be absolutely beyond their wildest dreams, right? So I wouldn't be too overcritical of yourself, right? Chocolate Escapade saying chocolate packaging in Canada is a huge struggle. Actually, most suppliers are very difficult to come by. I'm just amazed that 2 massive countries really struggle to get packaging. I know it's a very niche market, so there will be somebody that produces in it. It might be the MOQs. MOQs is minimum order quantity, right? It could be that the MOQs are just too small. But there's a business, chocolate packaging. I think that the challenge with the chocolate packaging or packaging in general is the different types of volume that you're expected to have in every single colour, every single batch. So, Mrs. So Sassy, have you come for chocolate?
No, I came for the subject, actually.
You came for the subject, packaging.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Come and say hello.
Hey, hi, everybody. I hope everybody had a lovely week. Chocolate packaging. I'm going to think loud with everybody here. If you can share information about who we can contact in America and in Canada, and we can actually have them as guests here.
We can canvass them and ask them to come on, and then maybe share what's available. That might be an option.
And also, if you have an investor, for example, this is a subject that to think about it.
An investor.
Yeah, there's lots of people that they want to invest in things.
Mm.
This is a market have to be fulfilled, right?
Yeah.
Packaging in
think,
America and packaging in
Packaging
Canada.
in America and Canada. It's the number one question for us, isn't it? Where can I get
everybody
packaging?
keep asking.
And from Florida all the way to Portland and Seattle, and everything in between. Where can I get packaging from? So maybe we need to.
Yeah, we actually.
Maybe we'll try and see if we can find somebody that we can invite on to answer some questions about what's available
Yeah.
and where can they get it from. Because it seems to be, I never hear this in Europe, I never hear this in the UK. It just always seems to be, I would have thought there's some resources, we just haven't found them, or people haven't
We
found
have
them
in
yet,
the UK packaging, but it's not customs. It's not that's the most beautiful or the one that's flashy one that you would like, and also it's very pricey. And some of it is affordable, but those that very nice.
There's lots of saying here, yeah, you order it in from China, and you might
yeah,
have
but
to
from China you have to have minimum
order quantities,
quantity, and it's I think their minimum quantity either between 2,000 pieces and 5,000 pieces.
There's even, you know, Alison's saying here, chocolate packaging in Canada is far and few between. Variety and supplies is so limited.
And there is another issue. Those some companies that they have chocolate specifically for that we use and packaging, or let's say chocolate as companies that they have chocolate, they don't sell it to small chocolatiers. If you have a business that you are running from home, they won't sell you.
You have to go and collect it.
No,
Yeah.
they won't sell you anyway.
Yeah. Well,
You have to have.
we'll see if we can do some research into that. See if we can come up with an
I've
answer
been
to
doing
that.
research on that, so we can help lots of chocolatiers.
See if we can line some people up with some just about people
Yeah,
running their
if
business.
anybody have any idea, we would like to help
Yeah.
by spreading the information. So if you can provide us with the information, so we can share it.
I'm
for
quite happy to
everybody
give them a
else.
call and say, look, you know, I'll put you in front of a massive market that you haven't got. So I'm quite happy to make that call if it helps people. But
Yeah. Yeah.
There's another question here. Evelyn saying, would you still sell seconds if you didn't like the filling? Evelyn, yes, I would sell the seconds if I didn't like the filling. It's not about me liking it; it's about the customer liking it. So it's never about me; it's about the customer. So. Yeah, I would if I had if I didn't personally like the filling. Doesn't mean it's not going to sell. I don't like licorice. I absolutely hate it. But I'm considering doing it because people have asked. It's not about what I like; it's about what customers do. Emma there, yes, chocolates. Hello, down there in Sydney. It is just packaging. Yeah, we need to do some. We need to do some research into that. Maybe maybe need to leave that with us. We're going to see if we can find out, because I'm trying to find some for a particular chocolatier that's after some help that's in Chicago, and I just keep drawing a blank, and it's just like nobody wants to help. And I would have thought, you know, the land of opportunity has somebody will pick up that business, right? So no different to what Meridian have done here, where it's niche market. But they will ship internationally. I know that, but there's got to be opportunity, right? There's got to be. Yeah, absolutely. A box of joy. You need a chocolatier. You know, this. Made by a chocolatier for chocolatiers. That was the idea, because it was just impossible to try and find those colours. So I said, right, well, I'm going to make them. I don't think I'm going to move into. I know. Mrs. So Sassy wants to go into packaging because she's talked about it lots and lots of times. We've got enough going on at the minute. However, I know what we like. It's not about getting rich. It's about making an amazing product. The money follows, right? At no point have we said, yeah, this is about making money. That's not how we roll. Certainly, that's not how we work. Make an amazing product, focus on making an amazing product, and the money follows, and that's how that system works, right? If you focus just on making money, I think you make poor decisions, and I think you make the wrong decisions about expanding and doing all these things, and you kind of lose control or lose touch. I know that Mrs. So Sassy, she's talked to me before about doing something with packaging. So you never know. You never know. Chocolates by the Macro. James, I loved your bonbons. Mahlab was my favourite. Everybody, we did a Mahlab caramel. I told you, it was all chocolatiers that bought the chocolate, right? I buy chocolates from chocolatiers, though, and I have done. Spent quite a lot of money this week actually. I find the blister inside the box such a nice idea. Mouth explosions. Yeah, the blister packs again. It's finding the right ones to fit your moulds, because everybody's got different moulds, and the blister pack's really difficult. You need the ones that fit the dome that you've got. Otherwise, they rattle round and they get even more scuffed and scratched. So, blister packs are a nice idea. So. All right, Ron's asking, to do a demo on crackouts, how long can you leave the finished bonbons in the tray ahead of time? Do you know what I'd do, Ron? Is I would take the... Ron, this is just for you, because the whole of Chocy Chat is going to be watching. Take the chocolate separate and take the tray that fits them. And just before you go live, you want to put them all back in. Keep that in the fridge. Just keep that cold in the fridge until you're ready to just do a cracker. That's how I do it. Because if you cap them and you leave those cold, if they get as chocolate goes hot, as it goes cold, room temperature cold, it expands. Chocolate moves, it expands and it contracts. And what you don't want to do is to have it sit back into the mold. I dare say you could cap them, keep them cold, and then put them in the fridge as soon as you get to the studio, and then you're going to crack them out cold, right? They're going to be ice cold, and they are going to cover studios. All film studios are warm, right? Roasting hot under all the lights in it. So when you turn them out, yeah, you're going to get mist over them, which is why you want to have some that you can present later. But you can either take them separate, put them back in the mold, and then do a crack out that way. So don't you think blister packs are too much plastic? Yeah, I do. And they're normally PET, single use, right? So it's difficult. Some markers, you know, we had to have a look at. So all our packaging is recyclable for the colours. The outer packaging, the postal packaging, is all recyclable, and it had to be, because there are markets that we post to. You can't use any outside packaging with plastic. That includes, it's got to all be biodegradable, which is a real challenge, because if we send to certain places, it will just get returned to us. I don't know necessarily if it's for me about saving the oceans. I just trying to use as less packaging as I can, particularly plastic, because you just can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of it, and it doesn't go anywhere, and it just ends up flying around or goes into landfill, which I think is devastating. So I think with the blister packs, honestly, I don't know if it's about plastic. It's you know, how much do you need? We don't use them. We use the foil inserts, and then we'll put cushion pads in. But do you know what? If I went back 30 years, it was all about the trees and saving paper, and now it's not using plastic and going back to using paper. So I'm just kind of baffled by it all. So anybody that's Generation X here will understand what I mean. Milk and drinks used to come in recyclable bottles, and then they stopped doing it, and it went into Tetra Packs, and now it's all going back to glass because it's recyclable. So I don't get it. Anyway, that's my rant over with. It's nearly 9:30. It's nearly 9:30. I'm gonna go and eat some chocolate. Hang on, James. Meridian is awesome. What we need in Canada, they ship internationally, but the fee they quoted was high and not cost effective. Alison, do you know what? The fee that they charge for posting in the UK isn't acceptable either. So kind of double hit, and then they pile loads of plastic in with it, so which is annoying. And it's a massive box. I got a cardboard box with paper in it, stuffed with plastic to protect the paper. That doesn't make sense either. So we'll find you. We'll run in. We'll have a look, and we'll see if we can line up some things. There's got to be somebody in America that would do a niche market that fulfills smaller chocolatiers, because I think where there is a demand, there is a business, and that's always been the case, right? It's 9:30. I'm going to go away. I've got to go and eat dinner. I will do a big stock up. All the classes are back online now, so you can book those. They're all ticking in through now. We are going to take a break in April, so I'll announce those dates. It's going to take 10 days off and just kind of... We are working. We need to take 10 days off because we need to go and deal with another project. So Maybe I'll get a day's swimming in, we never know. Have a good week. It's nice to see everybody. Sorry I was away last week and the week before, but episode 130, who imagined it would even get like past 10? Have a lovely week, everybody. Chocy Chat crew. I have missed you all. And I will see you all next week, which in the scope of things will only be a few minutes. Our clocks go forward this Sunday. So for everybody outside the UK, it could be an hour later than you're normally used to. So my apologies if that's happened. Have a lovely week. It's nice to see everybody. It's nice to see what everybody's posting. Keep posting. Keep hustling. Keep being busy, telling everybody what you're doing. It's not about showing off. It's about telling the world with the hashtags, and look at your local market, because I think that's good cash flow, right? So have a good week, and I will see you all really, really, really soon. Take care.